Let's talk a little bit about your leadership journey, if you don't mind, because that's my audience, is really leadership and leadership strategy. So how do you successfully lead an organization through this kind of growth?
I used to call myself, a decade ago, if you asked me, I'd say I'm a phenomenal product guy.
Mm.
And because it was all about build a great product and figure out a go-to-market around it. That was a traditional enterprise selling motion, right? We'd build great products and then figure out how we drive a go-to-market around it. In the modern world of SaaS, I think you put the customer in the middle.
Yeah.
And when you say customer, it's not even the customer. It's not like a JP Morgan's a customer. Who's the user and what problem are we solving? Mm-hmm. So the big shift for me the last decade plus has been, it's all about the user and what problems we're solving. Right? Start with the customer problem, and more specifically, the user persona and what problem they're trying to solve for that. Because technology is, you're going to use a service. I honestly don't know how the technology is built. I really don't even care how it's built. So it's really about outcomes, problems, and use cases is what we've been really centered on. And then second is, okay, do you have the team that has that mindset of growth? Do you have a team that's focused on, obsesses on customer? Look at Amazon and their customer obsession. So you learn from that and you go, okay, how do I start building a team, a leadership team particularly, that's built around customer success? It also breaks down this functional silo model that we've all had. So if you look at some modern software companies, it's no longer about individual leaders. Like, I cannot be successful for my customer if the product doesn't work, if my delivery, my onboarding service is not there, right? If I am not able to capture that customer during their journey for selection and adoption. Most customers already have done their research before they even come to select the technology. So what is that initial touch experience? So I'm spending more and more time around how do I build a leadership team that has shared objectives and goals that are centered on the customer problems, built around financial metrics. Because at the end, we've seen the last decade, or last 3 to 4 years, a lot of startups, high growth, not profitable. Look what happened with evaluations from 2020 to now. So you have to figure out, how do you figure out what is that metric of financial success that you're going to build towards, so that your customer acquisition costs, your lifetime value. So we're very financially driven in one side from a business perspective, but centered around solving customer problems that we can uniquely be great at.
Yeah.
Setting up teams that are built for collective success. And there's a book recently Arvind introduced us to around teamship versus leadership. And I like this idea of teamship. And I think it speaks to what I've been starting to move towards. You win and lose as a team. You spend time bringing everybody up. You spend a lot of time debating, and debate's actually good.
Absolutely.
Because out of that comes good conflict, as I'll call it, versus bad conflict.
Yes, I would say it's essential, Ajay, debate, because without that, to your point about good conflict, without that, you don't get all the voices heard. You have blind spots if you're not having debate and conflict.
And that's the hard part, right? So how do you maintain that culture? And so one of the challenges I always have is, what is that team? What is the scope of the team? Because if you go too wide, you get dispersed and you don't have the depth. Right. If you're too narrow, you consider a silo. And so one of my personal challenges is getting the definition of team right for everybody, making sure setting up these focused efforts or solution areas. I love to build a platform. I'm a platform guy, if you see my history. Yeah. But I really believe it's built on the strength of individual use cases and solutions, but in a platform way. And so that's what we're trying to do, is how do we bring these specialized teams together that maniacally focus on customer, but they're building solutions that are not just these silos, but they're built in a platform way. So if you buy one solution and you want to extend to the second, the experience is better. It's better and better. And there's more network effect by using more of the capability from us than from a separate individual vendor. And that's really the trick of marrying platform thinking with customer focus. That's what I aspire for.
Yeah, and to your point, the definition of a team, I think, includes that you are not successful if you're not all successful. You're interdependent. My goal always in working with clients is to make sure that people are able to work at their potential, but which allows the team to work at its potential. And this concept called no dumbing down, right? So a team can only perform at the level of its lowest performing member, and creating a team with these shared goals and objectives and interdependency is 100% the key. I couldn't agree with you more.